So today I'm going to talk about how your vibe can dictate your tribe that you have around you, and my top 5 ways of not to get taken advantage of in the Philippines. Today, that's what we cover in this video. Hey everyone, this is Ghost of Gary with Doing My Life, back with another video. And today is, you guessed it, it's Wednesday. So it's Expat Wednesdays. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. On Expat Wednesdays, we pretty much cover topics to help expats like you transition into countries outside of your own country. Obviously, you're an expatriate. Generally speaking, I focus more on the Philippines because I am from the Philippines and I moved there and I live there from time to time throughout my life. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to have the best overall experience when you go to the Philippines. Hopefully my advice, my opinions can help you because I am Filipino and American. So hopefully that perspective will help you. I don't know how many expat Phil-Ams are out there, but hopefully these videos can help. If they do, I would love for you to smash that like and comment down below because it really helps the channel build and get discovered. Expat Wednesday was basically created because I wanted to help people just, you know, people have certain topics and certain issues when they move over there. And sometimes, you know, sometimes it takes another perspective to really see the eyes of, you know, adjusting to the Philippines and countries like that. Because, you know, I do live like a Filipino, even though I am in America, and I do live like an American, or more than anything, a New Yorker. So, you know, it's one of those, you know, I don't know if it's a good balance, but definitely it's my balance. And if you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. So let's get into our topic. This is going to be a quick video. Things that I have remembered, asked some expat friends of mine, and experiences that I have felt being a Filipino American, not really knowing the language when I first arrived in the Philippines, even though we did speak it in the home, but you know, the accents there, whatever. I feel like, you know, I'm from New York too, so sometimes New Yorkers sound like they're eating their words because I have to physically enunciate and pronounce every single syllable for viewers to understand. At the same time, I got a stutter and a stammer, so there's a lot of things working in this situation right now that I have to battle. So hopefully this video gives you some type of value. Number one is, I believe this is one of the most important things: live with modesty. So what I mean by this is living with modesty in your mind, right? If you live a simple life in your home country, live a simple life in the country you're going to, especially the Philippines. Don't, and I've seen this happen, whether you like it or not. Many expats come from menial, regular jobs in America. The mind changes, power struggle happens, the ego gets boosted because you're getting a lot of attention. So my point is, please live with modesty in mind. If you lived a frugal life in your home country, live a frugal life in the country that you're going to. That's the only way I have survived. And to be honest with you, in Dumaguete, Negros, Oriental in general, I have somewhat of an affluent family. For me, there was no reason to show off or to do this, to do that, because it was given already. Now, my point is, you are the goldfish in an aquarium full of blue fish. If you get that analogy, you are going to stick out already, and that's number one. Number two, the assumption of you being wealthy is there already. There is no reason to show off. There is no reason to act, I don't know how to say it, hasidity, all that type thing. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things there that you can mitigate by just tweaking and adjusting, you know, your ego, adjusting how you approach. A lot of things there. If you want more videos like this, comment down below, because I can pretty much show you how I act. And I'm from New York, so you know how New Yorkers are. You know how New Yorkers are. Every time I went to the Philippines, I could be talking regular, the way I'm talking with my hands and everything. I'm humbug already. Humbug is like show off, cocky, whatever. I get that, and I don't even show off. It's the fact that the way I express myself, the way I you know, just deliver certain things. I had to physically pull back after a while and be like, you know what, maybe there's a tone down a little bit, tone down. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. live with modesty in mind. Number 2, kind of coincides with number 1. Do not ever be flashy. Please do not ever be flashy. As I said before, and I alluded to before, there's already a preconceived notion that you are wealthy. You know this already, right? But to a degree, compared to the regular Pinoy, you are wealthy. So there's really no need to be flashy about it, right? Within that spectrum, within that environment, being cocky, be respectful to the locals. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful to the locals. You don't know nothing from nothing. You understand? You don't know the areas that you're in from time to time. You have to understand, being cocky in a bad situation, you're like shit for flies. All I'm saying is they're going to come to you. They're going to be flocking to you. Trash will attract trash. That's all I'm trying to say. If you act trashy, trust me, you're going to have trashy people around you. So if you're naturally a cocky dude, you're naturally braggadocious, braggart, you're going to have some issues. So keep that down because, number 1, I'll be super honest with you, okay? You, retired guy or working guy, young guy, you are not that important to the point where they're going to go after Filipinos if they do something bad to you, okay? My brother got shot, okay? And it's still an open case. And we come from a particular family, we flow a different way, and it's still an open case. How much more if they put you away? All I'm saying is, don't go to an area acting cocky, acting like you're all that, just because you have a $2,000 pension, or whatever you guys are coming in at. Be frugal, live the moment, absorb the culture, love the people, or try. Now, you don't need to love all the people, but appreciate the good people around you. I can go all day with this situation because I've seen so many instances where people are like, "You're just too cocky, dude." Guy pulls out a wad of cash, whatever. I went to a restaurant one day. Guy pulls out 100,000 pesos, puts it on the table, like, oh, and I knew he was a braggart. He was a douchebag, talking about, I don't think I have enough money right now. And he made sure to look at all his friends around him, smiling, like, and then trying to just go, you know, when the bad guy laughs and everybody has to laugh type thing. That's not my style. I hope it's not yours. Number 3, haggle with the best of them. You are moving to a new country, even if you are visiting there. Haggle with the best of them. As in, just watch how the locals haggle. I'll give you a short story. My wife, first coming to America, New York, tried to negotiate at JCPenney. Obviously, when they were open, I was like, babe, that doesn't happen here. Nobody, unless you're a flea market, you can kind of have some leeway there. My point is, when you're living amongst the people, amongst the locals, just people watch how you have to listen to these keywords. HM, how much, and just say, when you go to a place, last price. Just say last price. That is an indicator already to the locals that you might know what the hell you're talking about. You say, how much is this gel? Oh, it says, you go to a certain place. Not department stores, obviously. How much is this gel? Oh, 50 pesos. Last price. How much? First, it's gonna be, I'm only making a little bit of money, which is probably a lie. But like, you know what? Will you do 30? 50 pesos? Will you do 40? Haggle with the best of them. Why? Even though you have enough money to deal and to buy and whatever, people watching you are going to be like, well, this guy's been here for a minute, dude. This guy's been here for a minute. He must know what he's doing. This guy, it's very hard to take advantage of him. And that's the only way you can protect yourself sometimes, to a degree, for people to understand, like, damn, this dude knows what he's talking about. Or if you go out to the person and be like, oh, very mahal. You go to your Filipino neighbor or guy next to you, like, oh, very mahal. No, it's very mahal. The guy next to you is going to be like, yeah, you're right. Then it almost legitimizes you there. You get what I'm saying? So for those of you who are new travelers to the Philippines, that I suggest haggle with the best of them. Number 4, stop hanging out in dodgy places. Okay? You find these situations, guys are getting ripped off. They always got these crazy stories about, yo, this happened to me. And just peel back the onion just a little bit. Just peel it back. Ask him, where were you? Oh, I was at a bar at so-and-so place. What do you think is going to happen? That happens here in America. Me, 38 years old. I am not going to be hanging out at a nightclub where I know it's a dodgy neighborhood. I know what's going to happen already to a degree. I am not young anymore. The friends that I have that are my age, they know what the deal is already. Especially, I grew up in Hempstead, New York. It's a ghetto. It's not too bad, but it's not a really good place to really be in. So my point to you is stop hanging out in dodgy places. You want to hang out? Go hang out at a beach. Go hang out somewhere where it's really nice. You got some good people around you. Don't expect to be, like I said, if you go to trash, you might invite trash because you're going to be around trash, right? Don't go to the dump site and expect to not get dirty. Don't go to the beach and stay by the water and think you're not going to get wet. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. It just happens. So stop hanging out in dodgy places. Know your area. If you guys are not adept to reading your environment, or you guys are coming from places where you just think like, oh, everyone's gonna be nice. And don't get me wrong, there are very nice people in those places. I'm one of them. But my point is, you have no business hanging out in a dodgy place 3 o'clock in the morning. You're like 50 plus years old, or even 40 years old, even a young guy. Understand what you're leveraging. When you go to dodgy places, you're leveraging certain things. God forbid your life. But you might leverage somebody trying to pick you off. You might leverage somebody trying to rip you off. So understand those things when you go to these dodgy places. Me, I stay out of those places. Trust me, I do. I drive by them because I have to, all intents and purposes. I'm not going to be hanging out in those dodgy places. Comment down below and list what you guys think are dodgy places in any country. This is number 5. This is for you young guys and some of you older guys. Don't fall for that young piece of ass. These series of videos, I'm gonna be real as possible. I'm gonna be real as possible, within reason. When you're rolling around these places, don't eat every piece of candy in the candy store. You feel me? Don't eat every piece of candy in the candy store. Number 1, I go back to, you are sometimes perceived as wealthy, maybe a cash cow, maybe a come up. So understand who you're going around with. Understand what type of females you go around with. Don't expect to pick up the one or nice one at the bar, and then don't expect not to be played around with, because just as much as that person, girl, approaches you, gives you the attention, when you bounce, they're giving the same attention to somebody else, another customer. Understand this. And don't get me wrong, some people have found real love and found a real decent woman. You got a girl who's been working that bar for 30 years. It's too far gone. You get her like her first week, her first month, her first 6 months in that bar, you might change her because it might have been a misfortune that she's been in there. Or him, I don't know. It's up to you. But my point is, don't fall for every single piece of booty out there, because, as I said before, you are to a degree an asset, right? And you kind of have to look at, and I know people fall in love, this and that, people are hopeless romantics, but understand that you might be a come up. Me personally, I'm always looking at that point of view. I might come up to this person, boy or girl, you know what I'm saying? A friend or a relationship, professional or personal. A lot of things go through my brain because I understand fully what they're leveraging to get to know me and what I'm leveraging to get to know them. It's a barter, you know what I'm saying? Especially that my family's in business and things like that. It's a barter, because once you hang out with me or with you guys, you might be bringing them into a network that will either lift them up or potentially put them down. So you have to be super careful as to who you're bringing into your circle, right? Who you're bringing into your circle. And this is common knowledge already, but some guys for some reason fall for it many times within their life. And I can't fault them because I've made mistakes in my life, but that's why I made this channel. That's why I made this day, Expat Wednesday, to hopefully mitigate, and you know, that transition will be a lot better for you. So once again, this is Gilster Vergara doing my life. I probably missed a bunch of stuff, but those are my top 5 ways that I personally have made myself not be in situations where I can be taken advantage of. Hopefully that gave you some type of value. If I missed anything, if you want me to make more videos concerning certain topics, I mean real topics, you know what I'm saying? Like you want me to tackle my opinions are, or what I can help you with, I'm more than willing. My point is, living as a Filipino American in the Philippines, it was rough in the beginning, and then eventually getting to know the dialect more, getting to know how I watch a lot of people, I'm a people watcher, knowing the mannerisms, the slight hints of things that might go down, violent or not, just seeing things, how things work. I'm into NLP, so I'm watching how people move, I'm watching how people adjust around me, I'm listening to people's words, intentions, mannerisms. I'm that type of guy, because I have to kind of keep myself guarded to a degree because of what it is, you know what I'm saying? And you know, there's just certain things that I allow and certain things I don't allow, and certain things I am open to and not open to, and I stand my ground. And it's like this, like, to get to me as a really good friend, you got to go through certain steps. I don't know what your opinion is on that. It might be good, it might be bad, but I guarantee you people watching this channel are probably similar to me. I can go on and on about this all the time because I've heard some stories. I have my own stories. Comment on below. Smash that like, and I appreciate your time as always. Take care. God bless. I hope you had a great 4th of July for those of you in America. Now is a time we should celebrate our independence, because certain Americans out there right now, running around right now, doing stupid things, do not understand or grasp the freedom they have in their hands. And sometimes some of them are not too grateful to what they're privy to what they can avail of in countries like America, opposed to countries like the Philippines, where it is very, very hard to just not even be successful. Just be. And take care. God bless, and bye-bye.